Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
If you favor the motion to approve the minutes of the April board meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Now the chairman's update. Chairman's update is a time for anyone in the audience who wishes to say something to the board, suggest additional topics for discussion or topics of interest. Anyone? Seeing none, hearing none, move now to the chancellor's report.
Okay. I have a couple of announcements with regard to our personnel. The first being the Dean of Academic Instruction. I am pleased to announce the appointment of Dr. Tracy Cook to the position of Dean of Academic Instruction. Dr. Cook served as interim dean from September 2023 to April 2024 and assumed the role in May permanently. During this time, she continued in her role as department chair for social and behavioral sciences and not full-time, but professor as of government. She made a significant impact as interim in many ways, but particularly with our SAC-COC reaffirmation process. She was on that team and remains on that team, and also with the implementation of House Bill 8. Dr. Cook has been employed full-time with the college since 2003. She accepted a full-time government faculty position at that time. She's an alumna of Central Texas College, where she earned an Associate of Arts degree before ultimately earning a PhD in Church State Studies from Baylor University in 2012. So we are beyond proud of her, and we are pleased to have her permanently as Dean of Academic Instruction. She could not be with us today. She is taking care of some family business, but we wanted to go ahead and make that announcement.
Very good.
So when you see her, congratulate her. Second, NISOD award recipients. In 1991, the National Institute for Staff and Organizational Development established the NISOD Excellence Awards, providing its member colleges an opportunity to recognize individuals doing extraordinary work on their campuses. And so I'm pleased to announce that 6 individuals at Central Texas College were nominated by our administration and their peers and subsequently selected by NISOD to receive this Excellent Service Award. And the recipients, when I call your name, please stand. Not all of them are here today, but some of them could be here with us. Mr. Scott Lorenz, Professor of Protective Services. Ms. Eva Hearn, Professor of Office Technology. Stay standing. Ms. Bethany Winkler, Professor, Online Manager for Communications. Ms. Erica Wills, Professor of Kinesiology. Ms. Mariceli Santiago Cruz, Director, Student Life and Activities, and Ms. Lucette Brett, Associate Dean, Financial Aid and Veteran Services. Please join me in congratulating them. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. And then lastly, the Texas Success Center Leadership Academy selection. Excuse me, that was a mouthful, right? Our institution was invited to nominate 2 individuals to participate in the 2024-2025 Texas Success Center Leadership Academy, which was established to develop college leadership capacity and advancing the student success agenda. The Academy our work here at the college to implement the Talent Strong Texas Pathways reforms. Our administration nominated Dr. Andrea Foskett, Department Chair for Science and Agriculture, and Ms. Julie Starkey, Dean of Student Success and Persistence. I am very pleased to announce that both Dr. Foskett and Dean Starkey were selected to participate in the 2024-2025 Texas Success Center Leadership Academy, and we are so proud of them. They've already been to a meeting, so I would like to invite them to say a few words about the work.
I think I was nominated to say a few words.
I totally support you.
The Texas Success Center, near and dear to my heart, it's Pathways, and I'm sure you guys have heard us talk about Pathways, and there's several pillars to Pathways. And so Dr. Foskett and I are going to be given the opportunity to select actually a pathway that we are, or a pillar that we want to affect change for here at CTC and work on that during the course of the year. We actually go to our first in-person meeting June 12th. Thank you.
Through the 14.
Yeah. And we will get more information. The Aspen Institute, they're the ones they're a part of leading all of the discussions that we'll be a part of. And at that first meeting, we'll select exactly the project that we're going to work on. So we'll have more information to share with you, but we're very excited to be a part of that.
Yes, Dean Strachey and me, we're just excited to be nominated and to serve and to be given this opportunity really to represent the college, to strengthen our leadership skills, and of course, the main priority being to serve our students and to better represent Central Texas College as well. We look forward to the opportunity. It's a year-long opportunity, and there's several in-person meetings as well as several virtual meetings. So it's almost every month or every other month that we be in workshops of some sort. So we look forward to reporting back to you all.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Barton, time to consider the approval of the 2024 annual financial statement and investment report.
For April, very similar comparison to like last month to this time last year. Your change in cash can be is offset by your increases in your investments and your unearned revenue down in your liability section amounts to $1 million from state, $4 million in taxes, and $3.2 million in tuition. And the second page also very comparable. There are some differences up there with your grants that would have to do with True Grant, TEO Grant, and Jones Aviation. Also, an insurance claim within your operating revenues. There is a decrease in your expenses. Your top 5 line items in your expenses have gone down. I would guess that would have to do with the 2 stipends that were probably paid by this time last year. So also within your plant, insurance has caused that to go up. And then with depreciation, infrastructure that was added last year. Overall, the bottom line looks pretty good, but like I said, we have the 2 stipend payments, I believe, were by this time last year. On your investment page, there's no change. The only change is down in the bottom section under government agencies. One matured, which was good. It was at 0.4%, and we replaced it with one at 4.9%. So what's coming up, as you know, the summer semesters, not a lot of revenue, but we still got the expenses. So I did see where summer 1 was up, though. Their tuition was up.
Any questions anyone has?
I thought we were going to have areas of emphasis highlighted on there, so
I can do that.
I appreciate that because there's a lot of numbers in there.
On that first page, I skip over a lot of those because some of those, they don't change but once a year.
Right.
And if you ever want me to get into software and leases and deferred inflows and deferred outflows, I will. But it's,
If I start asking you questions about that, we got issues. But if the major points you want to talk to us about, if you can highlight them so we can zero right in on it,
I'll do that.
that'd be cool.
Thanks, James. Anyone else?
Thank
Is there a motion to approve this report?
I'll make the motion.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Alderman. Thanks, Doug. Dr. Gonzalez. Certificate of Completion Program and Machine Maintenance Technology, which we heard about last week.
Yes, sir. So you heard about Industrial Technology's newest program, which is the Machine Maintenance Technology Program. It's 5 courses, 18 credit hours. It stacks into our other degrees and certificates. And it's a high demand field. I'm here seeking your approval after any questions.
Questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Anderson. Contract with Jamel Smith for ADA Accessibility Project.
Yes, sir. This is approval for contract extension for Jamal Smith for the ADA standards project that was been taking place for over 3 years. Asking for $100,000 for Jamal Smith extension and 105 for EP services.
Anyone question about the,
So there are two separate items on your agenda. Mr. Anderson mentioned
Yeah.
EP services, but that's.
do we need to
that's a
vote on them
separate
separately?
item. Yes, sir.
Well, it said on here, on project costs, it has them both together on this one.
They're two separate items. on
They're
the
two
agenda.
separate, okay.
Yeah, this is item 7. Charles, did you have any questions about this since you were not at the workshop? Okay. Is there a motion to approve this recommendation? Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, the next item, item 8, the contract with EP Services.
Okay, contract with EP services. Again, it's a part of the ADA project. So for 105,000.
Is there a motion to approve? Motion been made and seconded. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Question?
Nah.
I have a question.
All right, go ahead. We already voted. Just
How
do,
does this spur us with the mandate we had to go in and redo all the handicap requirements from the federal government? Are we on the glide path to finish that off before the end of the year, or
Yes, sir.
how do we stand on that?
Yes, we are on path to finish by the end of, I believe we.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. We gave them a deadline of the end of August, I believe, to be done with all of the deficiencies that the report has. So to answer your question, this will be done.
So we'll be finished in August.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think there was a comment that we had the ability to ask for an extension should we run
Yes.
into a problem. That was,
Yes.
Doug mentioned that last
Yes,
week.
the DOJ, we are asking for an extension because the contract originally the deadline was May 2nd of this month.
Okay. So August is the new date.
Yes.
I think Mr. Harmson might correct me, but we're asking for an exception also for some of the projects that we
Projects.
that we don't believe that we need to make the corrections. So although there is an extension for the time period because the time of the agreement has passed, there are other things that we can ask for an exception that we will not have to make corrections.
And when do we plan to hear about the exceptions?
We haven't
So-
formally.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that list, and if you remember from the discussion at the board workshop, there was a little over $1.1 million that we had. That list has to be submitted to the DOJ. We're working with the independent licensed architect currently on the list. If they choose to say no, you must complete that particular, those elements of work, then we will come back to the board because those are going to require approval. All of those are part of the capital list that we have, and then that would extend it beyond the month of August.
And they're listed,
Ms. Gully?
they're listed in here for the ones that we're making an exception for and the estimated cost. The deadline is August. Is it possible that you could take from when we started this process initially to current and update us by, say, the workshop in August or sooner? Is that a possibility?
We can,
Just showing us what has been accomplished
right.
and what we're gonna do and accept, putting it like all on one document or on a document. Is that possible? If it's not, say so. But what I'm looking for is an explanation of, remind me of where we started.
Mhm.
Remind me what we've accomplished and what is to come or unable to complete. That
Yes,
sounds
ma'am.
simple to me, but it may not be as simple as I'm asked, as what I'm.
So let me just jump in only because I started
Right,
the
right.
process. There was a list of several thousand individual line items. And then that also included what the ILA, we actually had 2 independent licensed architects. We had Prudent Associates, and then we have Mr. Mars
issues the current ILA. Jamal and Smith has been good. What they did was they took the initial report from what the DOJ did. They only, I think, surveyed about 8 buildings. And then Mr. Pruitt came back to survey the rest of the buildings. So they've got that list. I don't know that I don't know that it's helpful necessarily to bring the entire list of several thousand additional deficiencies. But I think what they can do is that they've been asked to make sure that they complete by the end of August. And so what they've been tracking is a list like percentages. So of the total amount of deficiencies that were identified, here is where we're at. And I think Gus actually had that on one of his prior, it was on one of the prior reports, it was around 80%. And so what he can do is go ahead and bring that percentage back and say, here's where we're at. The one thing that it should exclude, and that'll just depend upon what the DOJ says on those additional exception items.
But if it's not possible to create what I'm describing, please don't hesitate to just say that the report, you can't do it at that level, that it needs to be compiled in some way. But don't hesitate to.
Okay.
I'm just looking for something because my life was built around making sure ADA we were in compliance in another life. And so I know that we are equally as responsible as you are for those kind of situations. So I just want to make sure that I and my colleagues are doing what we need to do to support you in making sure that it's done.
I can give you a percentage.
Okay.
Thank you, Brendan. Anyone else? Since we've already approved that document, let's move on to item 9. The Sigma surveillance for purchasing programming of an electronic access control system.
Yes, asking for approval for $706,200. This is for installation programming, electronic access control systems for the classroom security upgrade. There have been some buildings that have been upgraded: Anderson, Roy J. Smith, Student Center, Morton Residence Hall, and Eva Hall. So this will take care of the rest of the campus.
Questions? Is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
sir. Mr. Gonzalez. LED projector system for Mayburn Science Center. Science Theater.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I'm seeking board approval to issue a contract with G Systems for the purchase and installation of an LED projector system for the Mayborn Science Theater in amount not to exceed $483,036. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions concerning this?
I have a question. Probably should have asked it at the last meeting, but is there a downtime while this is being upgraded?
Yes, sir. We're looking at possibly a couple of weeks, but presuming things get approved, we will be seeking to do that at one of our load times because we are able to track all our ticket sales, so we know when that period is, which would be probably towards the end of August.
I figured it would be, but
That would be my next question. When's the low time? Okay.
It's going to be towards the end of August, would be the best time, most opportune time.
Other questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve this recommendation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, you also have item 11.
Thank you, sir. I'm seeking board approval to issue a contract with UBEO LLC for the lease of a Xerox color production press IR 120 for a base year and 5 option years beginning June 1st, 2024, in an amount not to exceed $403,200. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. One more, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm seeking approval to exercise the 4th and final option year of the Casablanca Travel Services contract for the period of September 1, or beginning for the period of September 1, 2024. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions? At the end of this year, then we would go through the process of
Yes,
asking
sir.
for
So
bids.
we will have a coverage from September 1 of this year all the way till the end of August 31st of next, but we'll begin the RFP process likely in January of 25.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Mr. Burton, come back, please. Contract with Lot Vernon.
This is for the audit services for this fiscal year we're currently in, 23, 24. And as you know, the audit will take place from September through December. And I would recommend that you would accept this one.
It says the third option year. How many option years are there?
One more year after
One more.
this. And the price has been pretty steady, actually, for about the past 8 years. It hasn't gone up much.
Questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the exercise of third option year of contract with Lot Vernon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any topics for upcoming agenda items from board members? Mr. Pierce?
I don't have an announcement. Can I read this thing?
Sure.
Okay. So, in the newspaper on Friday, they were talking about college, about graduation and stuff. And this young lady, she graduated from the early college high school. Her name's Brianna Miles. I put her on blast. She earned her associate's degree and got her high school diploma. And she's quoted as saying, at CTC, you work, and this goes out to all y'all professors, okay? At CTC, you work on your basics, math and reading, biology. So now I'll be able to do what I want to work on. Miles said, CTC really gave me that push so that at university, I'll be able to have fun and do what I want to do to work on these things for the next upcoming years. It says a lot about how y'all instruct these young students, especially when they come in at 17, 18 years old, and prepare them for when they move on to either Texas A&M Central Texas, or she's planning to go to Texas Southern University. That's great. Thank y'all very much.
Compliment. Yeah, thanks. Right.
The Clean Hardie Club delivered to Doug a check for $7,700 to register 7 students for the coming term with the Rotary Scholarships of $1,100 each person. So thank you all for y'all's support, and we're doing what we can to bring students forward.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Charles? Right.
No.
Eric? No. I have none either. Remind you that the board workshop in June will be on the 18th, and the board meeting will be on the 25th. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, please rise and depart.